Episode 22, a special episode, the semi-finals. We have some special matches on our hands there. Two-time winners Argentina versus hopefuls Croatia, and two-time champs and defending champs France versus super hopefuls Morocco. First African nation to venture into these territories. Crazy. How you feeling, bro?
Two teams that have won the World Cup but have not done it very often, that have the chance to add a third star, close the gap with the teams that are higher up, and two dark horses that are in dreamland. One who's hoping to go one step further than last time around, and one who's made history for their country and their continent and can feel even more history on their fingertips.
Who could write the ultimate underdog story here? Could it be Morocco or could it be Croatia? I've been hearing Croatian fans are saying that Croatia are not underdogs anymore. And I'm like, what? What? You're not what? Croatia are underdogs. They're underdogs. It doesn't matter if they made it to the semifinals twice before. You look at the population, you look at the size of the country, you look at the league structure of Croatia. 10 teams that nobody knows anything about. Only Dinamo Zagreb. People only know Dinamo Zagreb. You see what I mean?
Dinamo Zagreb, Hajduk Split, those are the only two you know.
Rijeka, there's Inter Zaprosic and, Slaven Beloport. Nobody knows about these teams. I do, but nobody knows, right? And in comparison to an Argentina, a River Plate, you see what I'm saying? A Boca Juniors, Copa Libertadores royalty. And you go to France, Marseille, Lyon, PSG, Monaco, you name it, Bordeaux, and these teams. And you have Morocco and Croatia rubbing shoulders with these teams. You see what I mean? Underdogs, man. You see what I mean? And special mention to Wydad Casablanca, since I'm calling out clubs from these nations. But look, Argentina, Croatia. We try not to be too long-winded here. Let's talk about this game, man. And Argentina is a team I predicted to win the whole thing. Croatia, I did predict to get out their group, but I don't think I had them going very far. I think I did get Croatia coming as far as the quarterfinals, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. But these teams met first back in 1998 when Croatia made their World Cup debut, and they lost to Argentina 0-0. They met again in 2018, and I'm telling you, Argentina over the last 4 years, they have not lost a lot of games. But if you go back to this game, or if you go back to any Argentina loss that you've ever seen in their history, this has to be one of the most one-sided games that they've played. They were beaten off the park, completely outplayed by Croatia back in 2018.
Humiliating. That match included a horrendous goalkeeping error by Willy Caballero, if you remember. So this is an opportunity for a narrative here for, I guess, Argentina to right that wrong, get a little bit of revenge here. Croatia will feel confident that they beat these guys before, they can do it again. A team that has really crafted their entire identity of just being difficult to put away and to vanquish. And it's going to be really exciting. Man, I can't wait. Messi versus that Croatian midfield.
Luka Modric, Marcelo Brozovic, Mateo Kovacic. These guys have been monsters, man. You call them the engine, but it's Marcelo Brozovic is the man. He's the man. Look, Modric is the superstar. He's won the Ballon d'Or, Golden Ball 2018. But the man who does not get enough credit is Marcelo Brozovic, the real engine. The man's been running the miles that this guy has put in. Kovacic does play for Chelsea. A lot of people know who he is. Was at Real Madrid before, but Brozovic deserves a lot of credit, man. It's going to take a lot to deal with Messi. because you don't want to focus only on Messi and then forget about Julian Alvarez or Lautaro or Angel Di Maria, Enzo Fernandez. So it's going to be a handful. But this Croatian team, we know they're dogged, they're tenacious, and they're going to be very hard to break down. Very, very difficult.
Yeah, and not only, and here's the thing too, that's very important to note. Argentina has not had so much issues with getting the upper hand over teams they come up against. They're having difficulty closing out games, and they're coming up against a Croatian side who is very good at coming back into games after going down. So, Argentina was almost punished for it against Australia, and they had a brush with death with the Netherlands. So I don't know if they can afford to do that here, man. I really don't know. Because here's the thing. I can't say with confidence Argentina wins this match if they score first. As much as I can say with relative confidence, I think Croatia wins the match if they score first. Because Croatia has come back time and time and again between last World Cup and this World Cup. I don't know if Argentina has it in them to do that here.
Croatia comes back every time. Literally every time, with the exception of one game, the World Cup final that it lost. And not to go back too far, but there's a game that Croatia played. I don't know if you could remember this game. It was played somewhere in Croatia on a rainy day, on a muddy field, against a team that is now banned by FIFA. And they grind out a result to actually qualify directly to the World Cup. That Russia-Croatia qualifying game, oh my, that embodies this Croatian team. How they did it on that day, like, I don't even know. Because Russia had chances that, they didn't take, and Croatia just found a way. They always find a way. And that's the crazy thing about this team, man. They found a way when they went behind against Canada. They didn't lose to Morocco. Against Belgium, the goal just seemed to repel the ball. You see what I mean? Yes. And what they did against Japan was that was a massive comeback as well. But to beat Brazil, because I think Argentinian fans and maybe the players were happy that they got rid of Brazil. Like, okay, thank you for doing us that favor. But I think Argentina would have probably had a better game against Brazil than against Croatia. You see what I mean?
Well, it certainly would have been a more familiar opponent because they played each other twice in qualifiers. They played the Copa America final, both in 2021 and that semifinal in 2019. And those are all very close games. So do you think that, now that you say that, do you think there's a risk that Argentina might underestimate Croatia here?
They can't. How could they? They got beaten off the park in 2018. They know they can't. You see what I'm saying? They know they can't. You see what I mean?
I don't think they will, but it's a thing to keep an eye on.
I think Argentina, they go into this game and they don't play with too much pragmatism. They just go at Croatia. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they do. Go at Croatia. Brazil did it. No success. You see, it took a special goal by Neymar to beat Livakovic, and Brazil slept, and they got, the equalizer, and then what happened in penalties. And we talk about Argentina is they might need to score 3 goals to put this game away, because they scored 1 against the Netherlands, then scored another, and still could have put that game away. I'm like, how can you put the game away? Look at the game against Australia. Australia almost came back in that game. Australia. You see what I mean? Aziz Behich, Garancourt.
They made Aziz Behich look like Maradona.
I'm telling you, man. But look, Maradona, Carlos Valderrama, you're talking about with those dribbling.
Yeah, true.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. This game is a very difficult game to predict, and it's a very difficult game to analyze, in my opinion, because, Argentina, we know they're going to be dominant, but could this Croatian team be broken down? I can't see this Croatian team conceding 3 goals.
No.
without reply, and they blown out, they beaten off the park, and they bow out of the World Cup dejected. Well, they do have the third place match to play if they lose any loser here, but still
Well,
though.
what I will say though, I think there is a hidden message in those two knockout stage performances Argentina had against Netherlands and Australia. Because even though, yes, they made hard work of those matches, there were, if you just tweak a few things, they could have won both comfortably because they had chances against Australia. Lautaro Martinez was awful.
Yeah.
He couldn't put away any. They could have won that match 3-4, 5-0. Against the Netherlands for 70 minutes, they outclassed them
That
entirely.
game, I was like, I was beginning to, I was gonna prepare to say in my post match that, oh man, this was the easiest game of the World Cup, easiest. You see what I
Yes.
mean?
So that's part of me that's thinking maybe they'll get it together, shore up things at the back, learn how to close games out. Maybe they're, because I can't tell. I feel like they're actually kind of getting a little bit better with each passing match, though.
But that's a maybe though. That's a big maybe. But look at this, right? Another thing that we have to talk about is Molina and Acuna. These
Yep.
guys are not available, which means Tagliafico comes in and he's not that good defensively and he's diminutive. He's really small. You see what I mean? So he doesn't offer anything in terms of height, physicality, and he's going to be venturing forward a lot, which means there's going to be space down the right for Juranovic and for whoever plays over there on the right to get that ball into the box. So that's the thing. Croatia, they should be at full strength. They should be at full strength, no suspensions, no injuries to deal with. And, they should be ready to deal with whatever Argentina bring their way. I think for Argentina too, I think they have a selection conundrum because Angel Di Maria, he's fit. He might come in. But do they want to go with Lautaro and drop Julian Alvarez? Let's say, what if they go with Lautaro and drop Alvarez to the bench? You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
Rodrigo De Paul in the midfield. He's dealing with some injury. What if they drop him out and bring in like Paredes and he does something dumb and gets sent off or something? You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of things. Who to play at the back, Romero or Lisandro? Do they go in with three? I doubt they're gonna go in the more attacking and the more positive team here. They're gonna go in with two at the back, four at the back, I should say. But the thing is, they have a selection conundrum on who they want to play and who they want to not play. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to set up the way they did against the Netherlands. They played a 5-3-2, I think it was, against the
Yeah.
Netherlands, with Acuna at the back and Molina, and like you said, they're not going to be available. For Lautaro, I don't think he's earned a starting position at all, dude.
But that penalty that he put away to, you never know. Maybe they bring him back in. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
It's a spot
Maybe.
kick.
Yeah, but still, maybe he comes in on the strength of that. You never know, man, because it's Scaloni, and he likes to change things around from time to time, and maybe he could get it wrong with the lineup. That's all I'm saying. So Croatia, in terms of the lineup, they know what they need to do. Argentina, maybe not. They're forced to make some changes as well, and that could disrupt their game plan going into this match. But then there's a man, Messi. He has to win. He has to win because it's the last chance basically for him to win a World Cup.
Yep.
And he don't want to do what Ronaldo did and got knocked out. You see what I mean? Messi would want to galvanize his legacy by winning a World Cup just like Maradona did. You know what I mean? Just like a Mario Kempes did. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. It is hard to bet against Messi and Argentina right now. And you know my prediction. I went with Argentina to win it. My heart does want Croatia to win it though.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna have to stick to the team that I predicted to win it all, and that's Argentina.
Yeah, understandable. And I think one of the biggest keys is, the fact that Croatia enters this game with much less uncertainty. I mean, Dalic has the starting 11 figured out more or less, and Scaloni has a little bit of homework to do, a little bit of thinking. We could see 2-3 major rotations. I don't think we're going to see very many lineup changes for Croatia. I don't.
Yeah, we won't.
and that could give Croatia an additional edge there. And I tell you that you can make a case that maybe Croatia might be even like slight favorites based on that midfield performance against Brazil,
Yeah, and
because Messi's.
Vardiol, before we Vardiol and Lovren deserves a lot of credit. Juranovic, you know what I mean? Sosa. I can't do this preview without mentioning these guys. Livakovic, so they're gonna be hard to break down though.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I think Guardiola is going to get a big move in the next.
Yeah, that's been in the pipelines even before the World Cup too.
He's raised his stock even more now, though.
Yep.
All right, want to move on to the next one?
So, who do you have actually winning this though?
That will come in my prediction tomorrow.
Oh, so you're not gonna let us know who you think is gonna win it?
I think it's okay. Well, assuming we're gonna upload this episode tomorrow night.
Yeah, you could upload it a bit late, but
Okay, I think it's bold.
Uh-huh.
I think Argentina will take a lead, and I don't think Croatia will come back. I think Argentina wins 1-0.
Wow. Okay. Big call.
I think they win.
I'm also going for Argentina. As I mentioned, I'm going for Argentina to win the game, but my heart wants Croatia to win the game.
I just haven't decided if it's 90 minutes or extra time, but I think Argentina will win 1-0.
If that's fair. And my prediction in terms of the scoreline, 2-1 to Argentina after extra time. So it goes into extra time 1-1, and Argentina gets that deciding goal, not take it to penalties, and they run off towards their fans, celebrate while the Croatian players stoop down or lay down on the pitch and cry. So, and that's not the sight you want to actually see. Or it could be vice versa, though. This game is 50-50. Let me say that one time.
And I'll say this right now, Croatia, you get through this, you better win that final. You don't want to lose it. I don't care if it's France that has 20 Mbappe's on the field. You find a way to win that final.
You don't want to pull up. You don't want to do a Netherlands 1974-78.
Nope.
You don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So look, we're gonna move into the next one, and this one is a massive one, and this is definitely very, very close to you, because if a lot of people don't know, Football Pharaoh is Egyptian, so he has that African in him, and also he's born in America. You know what I mean? So Football Pharaoh, Morocco, neighbors. So this is like, Egypt, you know what I mean? It's like, it's your neighbors, it's your peoples, you know what I mean? So you do want them to go on to win this one. And we have France, the defending champions, making it to the semis against Morocco. I have to say, France, you got to commend them, first of all, for breaking the champions curse and getting this far without Pogba, Kante, Benzema, Kimpembe, you name them. And under the same manager, Didier Deschamps, who won it himself in 1998 as the captain of the French national team. And Morocco, under Walid Regragui, largely unknown manager, formerly of Wydad Casablanca, born in France himself, and coming up against the country of your birth, but you pledge your allegiance to Morocco, of course. And this is a massive game. First African nation in the semis. I don't know, man. I'm running out of things to say about Morocco, bro. What are your thoughts on this?
Morocco could play the role of Croatia 2018 and beat that surprise finalist. I mean, my thoughts on this are, I think that there's significantly more pressure on France. Morocco, they are going to love this opportunity. Can you imagine Morocco knocking off all of Iberia and France, a country they have a cultural and linguistic tie to, and then they get to play Messi in a World Cup final? It would be like if you picked a random Moroccan lad off the street 2 years ago and say, what would be your dream route for Morocco to win the World Cup? They would design it this way. They would design it this exact way. I think Morocco is going to be a big test.
Who is that youth you're talking about? Samuel Eto'o?
Well,
because this is the exact way he said it. You know,
we started this tournament thinking Samuel Eto'o needed to go take a nap. Now we're looking at him like maybe he's like a psychic.
I know Nostradamus, man. Oh man, at least on that side of the bracket, he got it right though. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? That was his strong side, not the Cameroonian side.
I will
But
say. Sorry, I was going to say from a tactical standpoint, I think there
mm,
is hope for Morocco here because they're coming up against a team that has not been able to keep a clean sheet at all. And as we said in
true.
the episode 21, have had some defensive frailties exposed by England. Um, and they're a team themselves who have only given up an own goal in this competition. So it's like an unstoppable force versus an immovable object, really.
That is what I said in my preview, bro. I said, right, it's hard to fathom, and it's not logical that Morocco loses this game to France because no one could score on these guys. No one, literally no one, since they came on the coach of Walid Regragui. And we could take a look at that right now. You see exactly what I'm talking about. You have to go back to the game in September against Chile. 2-0. 2-0. And you have to wonder what this team would have looked like under Walid Halilhodžić. You know what I'm saying? Maybe chaotic at home on their couches watching the World Cup right now, pretty much, because of how he was dealing with Ziyech and Mazrui and those guys, even though they were reintegrated still, though. Bad blood is bad blood, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Morocco, 2-0 against Chile, 0-0 against Paraguay, beating Georgia 3-0. Come to the World Cup, group stage, Croatia, 0-0. Bro, when people said Morocco could get out the group, I laughed. When I watched the previews, I chuckled. I'm like, what kind of prediction is that? You know what I'm saying? With all due respect, what kind of prediction is that? Morocco? Hell no. The team that got 1 point in 2018? Nah. Not at all. And look there. Beating Belgium. What they did to beat Belgium when they made the tactical change to bring Sabiri and Abuklal off the bench and they hammered Belgium in the end there. Oh man, they stunned them. They were stunned. It's like they were tasered, basically. And Canada, gotta give respect to Canada. They did put up a fight. The only team that scored against Morocco so far since Walid Regragui took charge. And Canada, they basically offered Morocco a couple of gifts in that game, and they took them. Teams could offer you gifts and you could not take them, but Morocco, they've been clinical for the most part. They had opportunities that they didn't take, but it wasn't costly in the end. And these two games, I'm still trying to wrap my mind around how they actually engineered their way to the semis by getting past Spain and Portugal. Like, how? You see what I mean? And not concede a goal.
Yeah. And the scoreline that Portugal match was flattering to Portugal because Morocco had chances to put this game to bed. That match to bed.
Exactly.
And it's just stunning. I mean, they come against three European powerhouses and they didn't give up a single goal. And it's just, I think it goes to show that this is one of those runs that is really a lesson to all football fans because it shows us that the game is moving away, I think, from possibly, how do I word this? The dominance of pedigree in the sport and moving to being a game of mostly all about tactics, if that makes sense.
That's the word, bro. Pedigree.
Yeah.
Great word. Word of the day, pedigree.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, the sport has evolved to where, like, you can have teams that go on runs like this if everything just comes together. You have a manager that understands the players, and you get the tactics spot on. And, I mean, it's a wonderful story. And I don't know if it's going to stop here or if it's going to go for at least one more game in the final. But the fact that you and I'm assuming we're having difficulty calling this match is really a testament to how surprising they've been. I mean,
yeah, but look. Before I call the game, which I've done on my already did in my preview, it's gonna be another. It's a close one to call because you have a team that's has the best defense by far, and a team with one of the best attacks. I think England scored more goals than France, more goals, right, at the World Cup. So
Yeah.
the team with one of the best attacks with Griezmann, Mbappe, Giroud, Chouameni against Morocco, who's only conceded one goal throughout the entire World Cup, and that's an own goal. And big shout outs to Romain Saiss. His fitness is, a talking point. But I think Roman, he was stretched off, bro. You know what I mean? Not like the last game where he walked off. He was stretched off this time. His hamstring is just like, like if you get like a piece of bologna, you know what I'm saying? That's his hamstring right now, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Aguerd is still a concern too, I think, right?
Aguerd didn't even play the last game.
Yep.
But the thing is, a player like Elia Meek, who's highly rated, not amongst the more popular defenders, but why you think he's there? These guys are not there by just fluke. You know what I'm saying? These guys weren't called up off the street. These guys are good. Look at Atta Allah, who came in at left back. Like, God damn, where was he? It's like Morocco still got tricks up their sleeve. You see what I mean? And it's like the team was designed to go the distance because they've hardly changed the team. And if you check their squad, there's still guys like Abde Ezal Zuli. There's guys like Abuklal. You know what I'm saying? There's Benoun. There's Sabiri you could bring off the bench. Remember that backup keeper that came on when Bonu got ill and he pulled off some big saves?
Yeah.
So this ain't no fluke.
No, and I think you put it really well. I do get that vibe too that this is a team that might have another ace up their sleeve. Like this doesn't feel like how many deep runs like this are like, okay, yeah, good job, last four, you're really up against it now. Like you should definitely lose. There's a lot of I don't think there's any confidence from Moroccans or French fans for this match. Like this could be France's undoing here,
bro. I thought that when Morocco went the distance with Spain, it will have no legs against Portugal, and that was we already know. You see what I mean? But these guys have been good. Hakimi, Boufal, Ziyech, the stars. But the main men that I think could make or break this game for Morocco, Azadine Onahi, Sofiane Amrabat, and Salim Amala, if he plays from the start. These are the key men because they control the midfield, win those balls back, go on the transition because Onahi's been doing a lot of that. You see what I mean?
Yep.
Amrabat's been doing a lot of that, recovering, recycling, pushing that ball forward. The Enezairi, he's going to need to be clinical like he's been so far. He's been pretty clinical because he has a handful of goals and he has not had enough service, in my opinion. And we've seen whenever you test this French defense, Lloris, Upamecano, Theo Hernandez, they got a mistake in them.
Yeah,
you see what I mean?
That is the case. My concern for Morocco, though, is part of me also feels like France has too many pieces. Because, like, we saw how even when England were able to shut down Mbappe, that just opened them up and left them exposed in other areas of the pitch for, like, Chouameni and Rabiot and Griezmann to pounce. And I just wonder if it's going to be too overwhelming for Morocco, especially when you consider the fact that even though they haven't relented and given up a goal in this tournament, that means they don't have the experience of going behind. And when
that is true.
And when you're going up against France of all teams who have like, oh my God, France has like 6, 7, 8 different goal scorers.
But why do you need the experience of going behind if you just don't go behind? You see what I'm saying? It's like telling someone who doesn't have the experience of being arrested. It's like it's a bad thing. Like I don't want that experience.
Well, because
no, I'm just saying I don't want the experience. Who wants to be behind? I don't want to come back. You see what I'm saying? I want to not be scored on. I want to be the team that scores first. But it's good to be able to know. But I'm just saying, what if they don't need to go behind to know? They don't need that.
They don't need to go behind. I would just be curious as to how they would cope with that. Like how are they?
That is true. That is true. And the thing too, right? We could well see France go and play Morocco off the park. We could see them go and Morocco not conceding. They only concede once throughout the World Cup, and we could see France go and score 3. We could see that happen because guess who it happened to? There's a team by the name of Switzerland who looks so watertight in defense.
Oh my god!
And then they met Portugal, and I'm like, what the hell? What's going on here? You see what I'm saying? So that is also a thing. You see what I mean? That is also a thing. So, bro, this one is hard to call, but I'm gonna have some guts and some balls here. I'm going for Morocco, and I'm going for Croatia. Morocco, Croatia final. I want a new winner. We might not get it. Let me put it this way. We might not get it. We might not even get any of these teams in the final. That might be the 3rd place playoff. But I don't care. I want to see it. And I think the football gods, they got something special. I pray to thee. Send us something special for this World Cup. A Croatia or a Morocco win.
What's your scoreline?
I'm bored to death of an Argentina. I'm bored to death of the same winners. It would be nice if Messi wins it and then Mbappe win another one, but I would like to see Croatia. I would like to see Morocco win it. My scoreline 1-0 to Morocco. Balls.
90 minutes.
90.
Ooh.
Oh, bro, as a matter of fact, I didn't call it. I just don't know how they're going to do it. But I think they're gonna win it.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't figure that part out yet. But I'm going for them. I'm gonna have some balls here, man.
I genuinely believe in my heart if Morocco takes this, if this game goes to extra time penalties, I think Morocco wins it. I do. I do. I think France wins 2-0 in 90 minutes, though.
Okay, all right.
I think they get one. I wouldn't be surprised if actually both goals come in the second half. I could see Morocco putting up a resistance, threatening France at the back, especially when they go on the break.
Mm-hmm.
In a similar way, even on set pieces, in a similar way how Poland looked threatening at times against France. I could see France scoring something scrappy, like in the second half. Morocco has to go for open up. They get punished. I think Mbappe will score 1. I think Griezmann will get on the score sheet.
Bro, I'm still on my knees, bro. Praying to the football gods. Listen, Let me zoom this up. I need something special to happen. Listen, look me in the eye here.
Uh-oh.
I need something special to happen here. Morocco, don't let us down. Croatia, don't let us down. Look, I would love Mbappe and Messi in the final, but I think it will be a bigger final if we have these underdogs, these dark horses battling out for the creme de la creme of international and world football, of sport. This would be one of the biggest underdog stories ever written if one of these teams are to do it. And I actually did a video today about underdogs, right? Greece, 2004. Porto, Champions League. Pardon me. Leicester City. You think Denmark, 1992, Euros, 95, Confederations Cup. Can't think of anything bigger than that, right? You think like a Wigan Athletic FA Cup winner. Right? Who else? What else could you think about when it comes to underdogs doing something massive?
Iraq winning the Asian Cup in 2007. Zambia in 2012.
Winning that AFCON as well.
Tahiti in OFC in 2012 as well.
Tahiti winning the OFC championship. So there's been some big underdogs, but one of these teams do it, it will be the ultimate. They will be crowned the underdog of all underdogs.
In the World Cup, to be the 9th country to win it. Move over
Indeed.
Netherlands, move over Portugal, move over Belgium. It could be one of these guys. You could have.
I'm still on my knees, by the way, because I'm still praying, bro. You know what I mean? But bro, I'm actually the romantic here. I'm usually not, and you know what it is? I think this is what it is, right? I notice this is what I know for fact. Out of the two of us, Football Pharaoh is the romantic. I know that. He's the one that would give flowers and chocolates and stay on the phone for hours and talk, and he'll be sweet. Not me, right? Not me. I might do that, but I might be the a-hole, you know what I mean? I might be that bad boy. You see what I'm saying? That might be me. But today we're switching hats. I'm the romantic. I'm going for Croatia and Morocco. He's going well, I went for Argentina, but I do want Croatia to win it. But he's going for France versus Argentina.
Yeah, I'm
And
being ruthless here.
we know what happened in 2018 when those two teams met, bro. It was a good game, but France won it.
Indeed, yep.
So it's been another fun episode 22. Guys, we're going to continue this series throughout the rest of the World Cup. And after it's done, we'll go weekly to bring you back some fire for your head tops. You know what I'm saying? You're going to need to do the ice bucket challenge or something because your head's going to be real hot. You see what I mean? We're going to bring this heat. We're going to bring this heat, man. So, Football Fair, do the honors and take it away. We could go on forever. I know we can, but I think we've touched on most things.
Ice bucket challenge. Dominic's still living in 2014, everybody. So, yeah, this was a great video. Thank you guys for joining us. We hope to see you back for episode 23. You could find me on Twitter, Football Pharaoh, at Soccer Pharaoh. That's at soccer_Pharaoh. Subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done it already. And leave us your feedback on the semifinals. We want to hear what you guys think. We don't want to feel like we're just talking to ourselves, you know. Until next time, God willing, we'll see you again.
Definitely. Big up to everyone who does get to the end of the videos. You know who you are. You're the real deal. Thank you very much. World Cup Digest, baby. Episode 22. Peace.